everyone! Before we get into today's video, we just wanted to pop in here and wish everybody a very Merry Christmas.
And for those who don't celebrate Christmas, then a very happy holidays. We hope that however you are intending on celebrating it, that you have a thoroughly enjoyable festive period.
Now on to the video.
Hey everyone, we're Nick
and Rachel.
If you're new here and haven't been following our adventures up to now, you'll typically find us vlogging our travels around the world. But today's video is going to be a little bit different. As we travel through various countries, we've noticed that there are certain things about each country which are a little bit different to what we're used to in Canada and the UK.
The reason that we have this channel is to share our travel experiences in the hopes of inspiring others to travel more. With that, we want to share some tips and tricks that we've picked up in each of the countries that we've visited, so that if you want to go to the same places, then you'll be armed with some helpful information to help make planning your trip and navigating around a little bit easier.
Today's video is going to be focusing on traveling around Argentina. If you've been watching our videos, you'll know that we visited Buenos Aires and Iguazu Falls during our time there. While a number of the pointers that we're going to be sharing with you today are with regards to those specific places, the rest of them will be about the country as a whole.
We hope you find these useful. If you arrive into Ezeiza Airport, the first thing you're going to want to do is get into the city. Uber is quite an expensive option. However, we have heard that Cabify, which is a similar rideshare app, is much more affordable. Even better than that, depending on the time of day you arrive, if public transportation is running, it might be even cheaper to take the bus. There are also metered cabs, which might be more affordable, but we can't confirm this because we didn't take one.
Good news with regards to Argentina, the water is completely potable. It means you can drink it and use it for brushing your teeth, as well as pretty much every other function you need water for. So that is definitely some peace of mind for you there.
Money, money, money. Just know that as of August 2024, inflation is crazy in Argentina. You can, of course, withdraw money from ATMs. However, ATMs severely restrict the amount of money that you can withdraw at one time, and also they charge outrageous service fees. The two best options are to bring US dollars and exchange it once you're in Argentina. However, you have to be careful where you exchange it because different places offer different conversion rates. I know it defies logic, but exchanging money at a money exchange or bank won't give you the best exchange rate. Exchanging money on the street is actually the best way to do it, but I would ask a local, your hotel, or host to see where is reputable and safe, because that's the most important thing. And we can't tell you because we did not use this method. We used Western Union. Make sure that you set up a Western Union account on your home country's website. Then you're going to send yourself a transfer to yourself in Argentina via credit card or debit card. And once that transaction successfully goes through, which should be almost instantaneous, you will get a confirmation number, and you simply take that to any Western Union branch along with a piece of ID, and they will give you the Argentinian cash. However, make sure that you go there first thing in the morning to collect the cash, because a lot of the branches run out of money really early in the day. The only exception to that rule is on Mondays. It seems like they don't have cash when they first open, so it's worth waiting until a few hours after they open to go collect your money if it's a Monday.
In terms of payments, most places do accept card. However, because of the point mentioned above, it's actually more cost effective to you to use cash, because you are getting a better exchange rate on the cash than you are by using a credit card. Therefore, we would advise that if you are going to do any day-to-day expense, that you are using cash over credit card in this country.
Food-wise, supermarkets are readily available, and as Nick said, even though you can pay with card, you should pay with cash because you're getting a better exchange rate. Just so everybody knows, if we paid with card, it was about $1 Canadian to 670 Argentinian pesos. However, if we paid with cash, it was $1 Canadian to over 1,000 Argentinian pesos. As for sit-down restaurants, while they are cheaper than you'd find in North America and Europe, they are more pricey than in the rest of South America. As for what you should be trying, Definitely empanadas, choripan, alfajores, and of course asado, which you should enjoy with a lovely local Malbec.
As mentioned, Argentina is known for its winemaking culture, specifically its Malbecs, as mentioned before. However, there is a specific non-alcoholic option which is on the words of everybody in that part of the world, and that is mate. It is something that you see pretty much every Argentinian and Uruguayan holding as they go about their daily business. It is basically a herbal tea which has around the same kind of caffeine hit as the likes of coffee, but without the jitters and all of that kind of thing. However, unlike with the likes of coffee, it's not something that you can easily get your hands on. There's no cafes where you can just sit down and enjoy it, because it's deemed to be more of a private social experience. Therefore, you'll be hard pressed to find any kind of establishment that will allow you to try mate before you go ahead and buy anything. There are technically tours and experiences that are taken by local tour guides, but they are quite expensive for what they are, from what we understand. Our local tour guides advised us to just buy mate at a grocery store, as well as the appropriate equipment for it, and try it at home. From what we do understand, this does come with certain pitfalls, and making sure you get the right equipment and you prepare it properly is a little bit of a challenge. So therefore, make sure that you consult, or if you know a local who can talk you through the experience, then that's probably the best way to go about experiencing this unique drink.
Buenos Aires is very well connected by public transport. It is super straightforward and very cost effective. The first thing you're going to need to do is buy a SUBE card, which is the local metro card, and then you can use that on the SUTE, which is like their subway or metro. The nice thing is you only need one of those cards, and you can use it for as many people as you like, and you just keep recharging it with money, and the appropriate fare will be deducted each time you tap the card. However, this is actually one of the things that you can only pay cash for, to buy the card and to keep topping it up. Unfortunately, you just cannot use credit card, and where you should buy it is just a metro station.
Once you have your SUBE card, then you can also use it for buses, which is another efficient way to get around the city. However, the way this operates is a little bit less straightforward. Or maybe we were just misdirected by Google Maps. The first thing is, once the bus actually starts to come to your stop, you need to make sure that you are flagging it down very obviously, otherwise it will not stop for you. You then get on the bus and you tell the driver which specific stop you plan on getting off at, so that they can calculate your fare. That fare can then be tapped on by your SUBE card and then deducted accordingly. However, be sure to check what your exact stop is, as well as your exact route. A couple of times we were told once we got on the bus that that bus didn't go to where we wanted to, even though Google had told us that that was the exact line and stop that we wanted to do. So it ended up getting a little bit confusing, because it seems like some of the numbered routes have different branches which go to different areas. Again, whether this is just Google getting it wrong, whether it's us getting it wrong, or whether public transport is just a bit more complicated when it comes to buses, we're still not 100% sure. But it can be a little bit of a challenge, so just make sure that you've done your homework ahead of trying to get said bus.
Otherwise, Buenos Aires operates very similarly to any other big European or North American city, so you really shouldn't be surprised.
If you're wanting to access the Iguazu Falls on the Argentinian side, then the best place to do that from is the nearby town of Puerto Iguazu. Thankfully, it's pretty straightforward to get yourself from that town to the national park. There is a local bus service that is operated by a company called Rio Uruguay. They operate out of the central bus station in Puerto Iguazu, and as of the current time of recording, they charge 4,000 pesos each way per person. However, do bear in mind that you are going to need to buy your tickets in person. To our knowledge, there is no online option for this, so therefore just be sure to be at the bus station earlier than your bus is expected to go so that you can buy a ticket ahead of boarding. You can use card, but again, because it is still Argentina, it is definitely more cost effective to pay with cash.
How do you get tickets for the national park to see Iguazu Falls? Well, you can buy them online, but as we've stated multiple times, you will end up paying more because of the exchange rate on your credit card. So it is actually better to pay in cash in person at the park. They don't seem to limit the number of visitors per day. However, there can be quite a lineup to buy tickets, so it's advisable to get there just before the park opens, or at least by opening, so you can get in line to not only buy tickets but get into the park because it gets very crowded.
Finally, and we use this as a blanket statement for pretty much the entirety of Latin America, be sure to have at least a basic knowledge and understanding of the local language, and in Argentina that is of course Spanish. Make sure that you have learned at least enough to get by and also to understand what the locals are saying back to you, because generally speaking there are fewer English speakers in this part of the world than you think there are. So with that, use whatever language learning app you need, but make sure that you do have some under your belt before you arrive to Argentina.
And that's our list. We hope that our tips and tricks have been helpful and you can apply them to your future travels. Of course, our list is not exhaustive, so if you have any questions or you actually even have further suggestions, please leave us a comment below.
Until next time though, take care.
And keep smiling.